Well, the ominous aspect of this video is intended. You know, this is one of the freeware prison studio backgrounds. I loved it. I love this one. Traveling up in the sky, in the clouds. And today I'm talking about how are those tariffs going, America? How are your farmers enjoying it? Do you know what happened? Well, first of all, uh, China, China, like your orange one says, China has simply stopped buying your soybeans, your corn, your meat, and is now sourcing that corn, those soybeans, that meat from elsewhere. Yeah, South America, Brazil, especially, some from Europe, from Africa, from wherever. And now your farmers are sitting in a pile of goods they will have to sell. And they will have to sell it at indoors, competing with each other and with other foreign importers. There are still some imported goods in entering the US, of course. And now they will have to sustain their business with exclusively US products. And I think you should be happy about it because now you are going to eat that beef, eat those soybeans, and you are going to pay your farmers. But will you pay a fair price? I ask. Isn't it funny? Isn't it funny that uh, what you expected to happen to other people when you voted is now happening to you? And like I said before in my videos, now I'm smiling because I find the situation ironic. I'm not smiling because I take any pleasure of it. It's just the situation is ironic and sarcastic, and I am one of my sense is being a bit sarcastic sometimes. But isn't it ironic? And no, I'm not quoting Alanis Morissette. She might be a very good girl, but I don't like her music. Not my style. Isn't it ironic? But it's ridiculous. And you keep hating yourselves on the on YouTube, for example, with the FAFO videos and all of that, making a mockery out of your country. By mocking yourselves, you have turned, and with the Chinese TikTok sayings, when you went to buy legitimate luxury item made in China, direct from the shop, no words for it. But you know, and you don't see what jackasses you are all being. It's the jackass that voted for the person in question. It's the jackasses that are mocking them. You are all making a mockery, a spectacle of each other, a spectacle of your country, turning your country into some kind of weird sitcom that used to be funny and that now is just a show that we are watching because we are still curious to see what will come after it. And the most important I see here is that you are also not understanding that what is happening now is just the beginning. And what is happening now is a prelude for things much worse. Because do you think that after your president eventually, your presidency eventually changes and someone else is in the seat of power, do you think things will be exactly as they were? I always quote this one from Nietzsche because I had to memorize a couple of Nietzsche quotations in German when I was a kid. And there is one that says more or less, don't ask me to repeat it, please. Adverbial in English, but I am not I am not angry because you lied to me. I am angry because now I will never be able to trust in you again. Or do unto others as you would want to be done unto you. You remember that one? I heard a couple of you guys are really Christian, really bigly Christians. Or like my grandmother used to say, uh, curses are like processions. They always end up where they started. Hmm? Yes. And I wonder, why don't you use that energy you are using, mocking yourselves, mocking others, and trying to justify your stupidity? Why don't you use that energy to try and do something about it? And again, I am not a supporter of violence. No, violence solves nothing. Violence is like the immediate answer to a problem that may stop the problem in that moment, but then the problem will still be there, and you will still have to deal with it, and then you will still have to be accounted for the violence that you used to stop it in the first place. You know, my dad and my mom, they seldom hit me. And believe me, I was a trouble kid. I was and still am and will always be an hyperactive nutter. I'm the kind of person that wakes up, for example, at 7 a.m. with a bloody bad humor and active and hyperactive like a dumb robot. I get up from bed and I'm on the go. So you can see that my poor parents suffered a bit with me. I only did not turn into a criminal because they were my parents, or else I would have been a very bad person. I'm sure of it. Absolutely sure of it. You know, and now I don't understand, why don't you say, we're protesting, we're doing this, we're doing that. No, sue them, all of you. For example, all you farmers that are feeling misled, sue him. Even if there is no legal basis for it, the time that the state is wasting answering those questions and going to court and sending people to do that, they won't have enough time to think of other stupid stuff. And meanwhile, the 4 years are over, you get rid of him and you elect someone else. And the politicians, you should learn about this. You should learn that your system is not working and that you need to correct it. Because it's not credible to have such a political system. It's filled with flaws. I never, until this presidency, I had never seen, because I didn't care. Let's be honest about it, okay? But I never understood how fallible your system is, how easily manipulated it is, and more than that, how dangerous that is. So I ask again, how are those tariffs going, farmers? Are you selling all your soybeans, all your meat products, all your dairy products? Are you living it big? Sorry, living it bigly? Are you having the farmest of the farmest, the most farm of the farm, the wettest of wettest water? This is the world here. Look at me. I even look like some kind of Buddhist personality. A Buddha meditating. Hmm. Look, I have an aura. This is why I like this one. But how are those? This is the question, and this will be the title of the video. How are those tariffs going, farmers? You should know never to trust a conman. Good luck.